Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning back in. Today we're going to tackle a question that I see come up a lot on Facebook groups and forums. People usually post a link to a pre-made survival kit or ask the question, should I build my own or should I just, go out there, research the marketplace a little bit and buy a pre-packaged bug out bag or something similar to that? It's a good question to ask because sometimes buying actually makes more sense than building. But of course, there's a lot of variables involved when that decision-making process comes down to it. You have to kind of think like, well, do I have the time and the resources, kind of just the luxury to hang back and just do my research and just go through the whole process of building a bug out bag? Can I let that span out over the course of like 6 months or however long it takes me? Or do I need to be prepared like right now because there is a natural disaster like looming around the corner? So that kind of question is probably the primary question that comes to mind when you're trying to make that decision. But like I said, guys, there's a lot of other variables involved. So let's jump right into it. I have this monstrous 53-liter bug out bag from Emergency Zone, and it is jam-packed full of all these survival essentials, including a big old tent. So, we're gonna see what this is about. We're gonna see if it's really worth the money and if buying a prepackaged kit even makes sense. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So starting from the top here, we see that there is a zippered compartment right here. Big, deep, no organizational functionality. Then directly behind that is another zippered pocket. And you see how this folds down here, and we got organizational functionality. Zippered pocket right here. When you really have items that you want to stay secure and you want to be sure that they don't fall out anywhere. There's a pocket behind it, huge deep pocket right here, a row of webbing, and then this almost makes me think of like throwing a backup cell phone or something in here, but whatever would fit in there that makes sense. Directly behind that one is another large compartment that zips all the way down and just has this huge mesh pocket in here. If we turn this around, we see that it got mesh pocket here, water bottle, canteen, whatever. Take note of the 2 compression straps. These are great to have. Honestly, guys, I won't buy a pack if it does not have compression straps on it because it just gives you a lot more options. I can put a bedroll on the side here, a blanket, a tarp, whatever. So here we see that there's a handle on the side, so you can kind of carry this like a suitcase or duffel bag. Then we see the same thing going on this side. Got a little, nothing crazy, but a row of webbing here. So that's nice. You can attach a carabiner here, hang stuff off the side if you want. Another grab handle right here, and then just like on the other side, compression straps at the bottom and right here at the top. Then on the back, we got shoulder straps. They just pop right out. So that's kind of cool, right? They'd stow away if you're using this as more like, the suitcase duffel bag carry. Yeah, good amount of padding, a bit of webbing on them, and also a sternum strap right here, which I didn't even notice this before, but this looks like some sort of, I don't know, that looks like some sort of like integrated, like flint striker. Yeah, right. So there's a ferro. Ooh, let me see how this works. There we go. Might help if I did it in the right direction. Let's see. So that's kind of cool. I think I've seen something like this before, maybe, but a long time ago. There we go. Got a little spark. So that's nice. My only concern would be that as you're scraping like this, you could potentially damage the buckle. And then you want to have a sternum strap. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but still, I don't know. It's nice to have in a pinch, but I'd rather use a lighter if I had one. Then, of course, there's some padding on the back. This is going to hit you right in the mid-back, and then, of course, this is for your lower back, and it's pretty plush. Now, on each side, here and here, there's a full pass-through pocket. And what you can do with that is take this waist strap and stow it in here. That's what I would do, is if I was actually carrying this like the suitcase. Now onto the bottom of the pack, there's big old rows of webbing here, so anything that's MOLLE compatible could fit on here. I used to have a SDS MOLLE 2 pouch. It was super long. It actually attached to my FLC vest. It's about that long, about this wide, and you can literally fit a tarp and all of your shelter supplies in there. So that might be a good idea, or whatever you want to put on here. If it's MOLLE compatible, it's going to work. And then there's this right here, which I don't think I've ever seen this on a pack before. It's a damn good idea, and it is an integrated rain cover. So that automatically, of course, protects your bag from the rain, but also allows the bag to basically transform into a different color, you know, getting rid of all this gray and just covering it up with this black rain cover, which is kind of nice. You may want that just to kind of change out of the shape and color of the bag that you had going on before. So that's it, man. I mean, seriously, good idea. So that's it for the outside of the pack. Let's move on, dump this thing out. Oh man, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. But they did a good job of covering like all the survival essentials. So let's open it up and see what we got going on in here. Two things to point out here in terms of the inside of this main compartment is the fact that there's this huge deep pocket for a hydration bladder, and then right here is a padded big old pocket right there for, you know, laptop or whatever device you want to toss in there. So that's really it for the inside of this. Not much to it at all. Let's go ahead and have a look at all of this stuff. Now basically when I received this pack, there was two large pouches right here, plus these emergency blankets, and also flashlight and compass and tent. So that's basically what it looks like when you first get it from emergency zone. So it makes sense to just kind of obviously dump everything out, because I'm going to get it all organized into the relatable categories like, you know, food, water purification, medical, all that kind of good stuff. And then we can have a closer look. Our first category is water and food. So we got emergency purified drinking water, and it is approved by the U.S. Coast Guard, Lloyd's Register, and something about New Zealand. But each one of these packets contains 4.25 ounces, and it looks like, yeah, sorry guys, I'm terrible at math. How many is that? A few. Right, so we got that. Water, kind of important. SOS rations. These things, if you're not going to eat them, they can literally be used as a freaking weapon. But anyways, 3,600 calories in this blister pack, and the same with this one. So, you know, this is a bug out bag for 2 people. 3,600 calories over the course of 3 days per person. Definitely doable. You might lose a little bit of weight, but you're not going to starve. Next category, guys, is hygiene. And this is something, I hate to admit this, but the first bug out bag I built had literally no hygiene kit in it. I don't know what I was thinking. But obviously, in a survival situation, it's a good idea to stay clean. And just, I mean, if only for morale. You want to be able to brush your teeth and take a shower and wash your hair and all that kind of good stuff. So we got shampoo and shaving cream and toothbrush and toothpaste and razor. All this stuff in here, including a sewing kit. And what I thought was a good idea is a 2 biohazard bags in here for waste disposal. So good idea. I like it. Seems fully spec'd out. And then, of course, you got to have some shit paper. Duct tape. Can't go wrong with that. Deck of cards. Makes sense. Beat boredom. Multi-tool. Compass with a mirror. Got a block of magnesium. Bit of cordage. What appears to be a P38 can opener. A survival knife. This is just a stainless steel blade. It's, I feel like I've seen this logo before. I don't know, have you guys? But hollow handle, operation, and you can store a survival kit in here, whatever. They got some they got some matches and different odds and ends. Should be fine for 3 days as long as you don't like purposely try to destroy it. Work gloves, really good idea, because you have no idea what you're going to be dealing with out there in a survival situation. You might have to climb over a barbed wire fence, so it's going to protect your hands. Good asset. Paracord, folding saw, got an emergency whistle right here with a compass on the bottom. I cannot speak or attest to the accurateness of the compass, so that would definitely be something you would want to test out before trusting it. And then 2 green glow sticks, and that pretty much covers it for the tools. So obviously any survival kit that you build or that you buy is going to have some lighting options in it, right? So you definitely need a flashlight. This is just, you know, run-of-the-mill generic LED flashlight, and they were nice enough to include 3 AAA batteries to go with this. So you got that option. Cool, good to go. Just a typical tail switch, off and on, nothing fancy. Then multifunctional light. Crank it. Turn it on. There you go, good to go, right? There's an alarm. AM, FM radio right there.
If the Democrats
and
nominate a moderate centrist,
oh, the Democrats, you say, moderate.
is there a candidate out there for
Okay, so anyways, yeah, so that's that. And, you know, it's a nice little bit of functionality. I've seen these for sale. Never actually held one and played around with it. So, good to go. I like the crank option because obviously you're not relying on batteries, which is nice. If we're talking survival essentials, one item that you cannot go without is some form of shelter. So, keeping in mind that this is a 2-person bug-out bag kit, there's 2 ponchos. There's 2 reflective bivvies for cold weather survival. Branded, which, you know, nice little touch there. I like it. And then we got some packs of hand warmers, which are always handy. Aha. And then a heat saver dual layer insulating blanket. So this dude looks obviously miserable. That looks like a lot of suck right there, but at least he's not going to die. And then we also have this dome tent. So first aid, obviously, pretty damn important. You're obviously going to want something like that in your survival bag. So here's their IFAK. Let's have a look at it. I'm curious to see what we got going on in here. Keeping in mind, of course, like I said just 30 seconds ago, this bag is designed for 2 people. So that zipper, a little sticky there. And that's usually what happens when you're trying to round corners. The zippers are that size, they can get a little hung up. So that's always something to keep in mind. So this just folds out, and got 2 big mesh pockets on each side for your medical stuff. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, so whole bunch of antiseptic towelettes, and then Q-tips, Band-Aids, gauze, emergency blanket, big 2x2 and 4x4 gauze pads on that side. And then over here, we got some smaller gauze rolls. What is this? Let's see here. All right, yeah, so general guidance on first aid procedures. Good idea to have that. And what else we got here? We got some medical shears, eye patches, lots of Band-Aids, gloves, and just all the kind of usual stuff you would see in a general purpose first aid kit that is not interested in handling like major trauma events, like, you know, massive bleed out, hemorrhaging, what have you. Worthy of mention is this survival handbook they've included in here. And, you know, we're talking everything, you know, what to prepare for, general supplies for emergencies, a list of the types of disasters that you may encounter, and, you know, a family emergency plan, and lots of good stuff in here. And, you know, they stress, you know, how to prepare without fear. Become fit. It's literally the first thing on the list, and that's what I preach all the time, right? You know, you gotta get yourself in good physical working order, learn useful skills, make and practice emergency plans, and have proper supplies. That basically much covers it. If you go through a cycle of those 4 items, you'll be good to go. So they have that, and then they also have basically just a user guide to the pack. with a cool cover. So I like the graphics too and the aesthetic of this. They've obviously put some time and effort into the design of their advertising content in these books and manuals and all that stuff, which is good. I like and I appreciate that extra touch from a company. So they've actually been around since 2007. So they have some time in the marketplace and a bit of experience building these bags. Okay, so up next is water purification, which last time I checked, kind of vital to survival. So obviously something like this is going to be included in the bag. There's 2 of these water purification kits that they put together with some easy to understand directions right there. Basically, you just got a bag and you have chloroflock powder, which, yeah, I mean, sure, it's got a little bit of an aftertaste to it, but it works really quick. It takes about 7 minutes to actually work, and so that's cool. Sometimes you don't want to wait to have safe drinking water. 2 of those. Then we have this hydro bladder, which we're going to put in the pack, and then 2 collapsible water containers, which, these are great because they obviously, with no water in them, they take up 0 space in your pack. So good to go. I like this. And then also, finally, there is their own branded Nalgene bottle, which is good to go and is 32 ounces. Okay guys, what's the final verdict? Do you build or do you buy? And honestly, if I could go back in time, I thought about this a little bit. If I could go back in time, I probably would have just straight out the gate bought a prepackaged survival bag, if only for the simple purpose, it enables me to level up much quicker if I don't have anything. And during that time period, years ago before the YouTube channel and all that, hurricanes were coming through my state like crazy, and they were causing significant amount of damage, and I was just unprepared, and I was going down this custom bug out bag route where I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna build my own. Took forever, spent God untold amounts of money on this whole process, and to be honest with you, yeah, I just would have probably bought one straight out the gate, not been a snob, and then worked to hone my skill sets through training and experience and peer level input, and then still customize that bug out bag for my own specific needs. So the end game always is that if you're just going to buy one of these prepackaged bags and just let it sit and collect dust, that's great. You're more prepared than the average person, but you're still way behind the curve. So you got to get out there and train with your gear, obviously. Now, on to the process of creating this custom bug out bag. Like we know, it can be expensive. It can suck up a lot of time and resources. So I put a link down in the description to help you guys out, maybe in that process, or overall, I want to hook you guys up with a community of survivalists, preppers, and like-minded people that actually get out and do stuff, and that is the Warrior Tribe. So check down there in the description. These guys are doing tons of cool stuff. They're from all around the world, all different walks of life, from the military to IT like myself to welders, you name it. You're gonna find a great community of people there who are gonna support you through your goals, whether it's your career goals or whether it's your your bushcraft goals or survivalism or whatever. Those guys are there for that. And then the even cooler factor about it is they have like these survival contests, giveaways every single month. So you document yourself building a shelter or doing 20 push-ups a day or whatever, and then whoever is the most motivated individual who's putting forth the most effort wins that giveaway. And so they got some cool stuff going on there. So it's a very unique community. I suggest you guys check it out. I know you'll like it. And then finally, Emergency Zone prepackaged survival kits. Yes, they hooked me up with this, but the only reason why I'm doing this review is because they got some good stuff in my opinion. So they hooked up a 10% off discount code, which I'm popping up right here. And then also, as standard practice, they offer free shipping on everything in the store. So not only do you get 10% off, but you also get free shipping. So go check out that link. I got to get on the road. I'm just basically taking this out for a test run today, and just just making sure everything's locked down and the equipment works as I expect it to. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.